There are certain things you need to know when you plan your trip to Phuket. And the first question that people ask is usually when is the best time to come and is the rain season that bad? So this year we came at the end of November, beginning of December, and it's officially should be already a dry season or a transition to dry season. But still we do have quite some rains, about half the time. But the good part is that the rains, they can be heavy, but they are usually over quick. And if they are longer, it's after 6 p.m. or even at night. And if the rain was during the day, it dries up very quickly, maybe 20, maximum 30 minutes, and it's all dry. So the official rain season, it lasts from May till October, sometimes the beginning of December. But if I was on a holiday and I wanted to go out every day, if I wanted to be on the beach all the time, go sightseeing, I would probably go for January, February and March, and that's your best bet for dry season.
What place to stay in Phuket, and that goes hand in hand with the beach basically. Of course, Phuket is known for all the beautiful beaches, and it is definitely one of the beautiful places in Asia with all the white sandy beaches. Beaches where a lot of people will book their hotel are like Patong, Kata, Karon, and that's just for convenience because you have a beach, you basically have all the shops and everything. Patong is one of the most known areas of the whole of Phuket, and there you have a road called Bangla Road, a world famous road with all the bars. We thought it was a bit too busy for us, but if you like to party and if you like crowds, then Patong is the place to be. Close by you have Kata and Karon, and we noticed that while driving from Patong to Kata and Karon, the vibe becomes different and it becomes more family friendly. So usually families tend to choose more for Kata and Karon, even though they are different, Kata and Karon. They still have all the shops, the massages, you can still find everything you need there, but it is more relaxed than Patong. And also the beaches, Kata and Karon, especially the Kata beach I really liked. And even though there were quite some people, it's a really big beach, so that made it feel spacious. There are also a lot of beaches where there are almost no hotels and where people more go for a day or to escape the busy beaches. And those are the beaches like Nai Harn, Freedom and Surin Beach. But there are a lot of beaches, there are over 40 beaches on Phuket. So there are definitely more than those. And if you want something else than the beach, of course most people are going to Phuket and only for that, for the beaches. But actually Phuket Old Town is also really nice to visit. And the main road, Talang Road, it's also one of the most busiest roads there. And on Talang Road you can find all kinds of colorful buildings which reminded me of Portugal, and that's actually very possible because they are Portuguese style built, and that has to do with the history of Phuket actually. For hundreds of years in the 1600s to the to the 1980s there was tin mining on Phuket and also fishing, and a lot of European countries came to Phuket for all the minerals. And other things to visit Phuket town are the modern cafes. There are a lot of cafes that you can find all through the old town of Phuket.
Phuket is not the most budget-friendly destinations to travel to in Thailand. If you're going for the lowest budget possible, I would recommend going either to the north, to Chiang Mai, or if you do want the beach and the nightlife, you can go to Pattaya. On Phuket, average prices are higher, but for that you get nicer beaches, nicer hotels. Of course, you can find many local street restaurants, and there the prices will be a bit cheaper, but they will still not be the cheapest because this is a very touristy island, so even the local places, they are targeting tourists still. And of course there is no shortage of nice restaurants serving both local food and Western food and Asian food like Japanese and Korean. Here an average price for the apartments, for bike rentals, even for restaurants, they can be higher, but you will be getting very beautiful beaches. А они там это? Они...
Fancy.
Какунка?
You want discount high price, okay?
No, this one is like non-right.
Okay, okay. Da, давай. Давай.
Yeah, he basically for that that Prada bag, it's more or less famous design,
Yes.
and he told me 1,400,
Yeah.
and then I say 100 in Thai, non-right, and he's like, okay, okay.
What about public transport? There's a public bus on Phuket, and that's actually an open bus, and that can take you all over Phuket. But there is a bus from the airport to the old town and to Patong, and that one is 100 Thai baht. And other than that, there are a lot of disco tuk-tuks that can take you everywhere, and also the apps Bolt and Grab are working. Grab seem to be more expensive on Phuket actually, so we usually use the Bolt app or the app InDrive, and they usually get you for an affordable price to the location you want. Or something I will talk about a bit later is you can rent a motorbike, and that can also get you anywhere on Phuket.
Is shopping any good on Phuket? Phuket has a very big shopping mall, and there you can find many foreign brands, both low budget and luxury brands, as well as electronics, shoes, clothes, bags, whatever you need. And the shopping mall like that can also be a great way to escape the heat or enjoy local food on a food court, and in that shopping mall there are even 2 food courts. But if you want a more local experience, I recommend visiting one of the night markets. A very famous one is Chilva Market. There on Fridays you can find both food and clothes. We were a bit unlucky and it started raining when we were there, but otherwise it must be a very pleasant night out. Another famous night market is at Phuket Old Town on Sundays, and I would recommend visiting it as well.
And something you should definitely not miss when you're on Phuket are the boat tours. And the most popular tours are the boat tours to Phi Phi Island, and that includes Maya Bay, where the most Instagram pictures come from. And right now it's not allowed to swim there anymore, and you have to pay an entrance fee outside of the payment you already did for the boat tour, and the entrance fee for Maya Bay is 400 Thai baht. and the boat tours you can find starting from 1,500 Thai baht upwards. And the other popular tour is to James Bond Island and Phang Nga. And the price is a bit more than for the Phi Phi Islands, but usually it's also less chosen, so that means that you have more privacy to go to Phang Nga and James Bond Island. And if you do the Phi Phi tour, then it's recommended to go as early as possible, because the later you go, the more crowded it gets. It might be worth it to rent a private boat, especially if you are with some other people. You can go as early as possible and you miss their crowds.
If you're visiting Thailand, Phuket or any other location, I do recommend being here on one of the national holidays. It's usually very fun to join the celebrations, and it gives you an opportunity to have a look inside the life of locals and maybe to mingle with them a little bit. An example of a national holiday is Loy Krathong Festival, Lantern Festival, it happens on November, or Thai New Year, it happens in April, it's called Songkran. It's a water festival where everyone's shooting each other with the water guns. And we ourselves right now, we are in December here, so Thais make decorations to celebrate Christmas, and in every shopping mall I see at least one Christmas tree. Of course, it's not celebrated by the locals, but it's still a nice thing to see and to be part of. So I'm walking home, and this is the condo. Oh, hello, sir.
Oh, hello.
I am interested in renting a bike. Do you know how to do it? Is it safe here on Phuket?
Yeah, you can rent a bike on Phuket. There are just some things that you need to keep in mind when renting a bike. One of the best things if you want to rent a motorbike here on Phuket is to ask your Airbnb or hotel, because they can recommend a reliable motorbike shop. Best is not through intermediaries, so try to rent directly from the motorbike shop. The price for a day should be around 300 to 400 baht. For a month I'm paying 3,500 baht, so that's quite a good discount, because that you would pay for otherwise for 10-12 days. Make sure that you get a contract, and in the contract there's something about theft of the motorbike. Make sure that the amount is not too high. It should not be higher than like 40,000, 50,000 Thai baht. So if they ask for theft 100,000, then you might want to reconsider. And another important thing is, if you rent a bike, make a video of the whole bike, so that if you return it, they cannot say that the scratches were not there already, because that might end up by paying a lot of money for it. And also important is make a test run when you get the bike to make sure that everything is safe, especially the brakes and the throttle. That's important. And check the profile on the tires. And if you don't like it, just tell them and that you want another bike. You need an international driving license to drive here in Thailand, and the police is patrolling a lot, and we are living very close to one of the regular spots where they are almost every day, and they're pulling over all foreigners. So yeah, be careful for that.
But is it safe driving here? How do you like it?
Yeah, overall it's safe to drive here and it's good, but just keep in mind that you're in Southeast Asia, and here the traffic is a bit more chaotic. There are certain rules, but they are not paying that much attention to them. The most important rule is just don't make collisions. And another important rule here in Thailand is that you have to drive on the left side. So that might be different than what you're used to. So keep that in mind. If you want a bike for two person, because this bike is basically good for one person. For two person it's a little bit on the smaller side, so you might want to take a little bit of a bigger bike you are with two persons.